Two teams in desperate need of money will face off in the ultimate race to win the £1 million prize. Who will come out on top, and will it be enough for the teams to earn a return on their investment?
I'm in need of $720,000 at the moment. I really need it. It's for my race team.
Or will the teams need further funding to continue their racing journeys?
I am absolutely ready for this risk. I have complete faith in my team.
Find out next as we explore the meaning of ROI and how we can use it to make better decisions in sim racing and in our own life.
What a beautiful day to have a race. We're about to see something very exciting. The two teams are relatively new to the scene but have shown great potential.
Did you know that there's a £1 million prize for this race?
That's a massive prize for the winner. Speaking of the race, the drivers are off to fast out here at Watkins Glen International with Simfin leading the race and Skip Rouse not far behind.
I always find the first couple of laps the most exciting. If you have ever watched or participated at a race in Monza, you know what they typically entail. The drivers are coming up to turn 4. This part can be tricky to get just right.
Indeed, they're coming down the back straight as we see both of them rolling through with no problem. Coming into the inner loop, this is where we're likely to see the Mclaren have an advantage, as the Jaguar can be a bit rough through those sections. Simfin will really need to keep it together there. The Jaguar's looking a bit unstable there with some possible miscalculations by Simfin. We see Skip Ross coming into the inner loop, seems to be a good section for himself, barking his heavy ground on Simfin. Simfin moves in to protect the inside line, but Skip Ross is flying right behind him, gaining ground going into the chute.
Wow, there was almost contact there. They'll have to keep that in check if they don't want any penalties. Going into the toe with Skid Raz not wanting to let go of his line, this battle for first position is really intense this early on in the race.
Coming up into the boot now, and oh, it looks like Skid Ross took that turn a bit too wide, and now we're seeing Simfin gain some time back.
Wow, look at that livery on those vehicles. The Jaguar really looks like it has some teeth in the front. I can tell you now, I wouldn't want that in my rear mirror.
Neither would I. That's one main machine. Going into the heel, the drivers will need to keep the momentum during this point, and the front engine will really help out Simfin in these next turns. Keeping the space, we see Simfin driving through turn 9, hitting the apex with no problem.
This really shows the skill of these drivers. Keeping everything together is the key to winning. Into turn 10, both drivers seem to have missed the apex. Into the final turn, we see Simfin hit the apex with ease. Oh, but Skin Raz is right on Simfin's tail, barreling down to finish up the first lap.
Defend.
What a great first lap. The drivers are speeding down turn 1 and oh, what just happened? It seems Skip Raz was too late on the brakes, but it seems Simfin flies through with no problem. This could potentially seal the deal on who the winner is. I'd like to know what the viewers at home are thinking. Who do you believe is going to win? Let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah, do that real quick. If you'd like, we can make a bet for the viewers at home. Give a thumbs up now if you're with me. We've seen crazier things that happen. Remember, the sections coming can be very, very hard for the Jaguar to consistently go through.
I'm still putting my money on the Jag, and for the viewers at home, give a thumbs up now if you're with me. I just absolutely love the sound of that vehicle. If I do say so myself, the Jaguar seems to be showing its age now at this point, with the last time we saw the Jaguar race was back in 2018, which was raced by the Mclaren racing team. With the Jaguar no longer being used competitively, I wonder how Simfin on his team got their hands on one, and I wonder how much it was worth.
Wouldn't you know it, I have the figures right here. So it looks like Simfin's team ended up purchasing the car for £500,000. And if you're looking into buying the Mclaren, that'll set you back even more.
That's insanely expensive, but it seems to be working out for them.
Yeah, for real. You could buy a lot of trips to Aruba with that. Anyways, the viewers watching at home will be happy to know that the Mclaren 720 is worth £720,000.
That's an interesting fact. It makes you think if the next machine Mclaren is building will be named the Mclaren 900.
Wait a minute, pause. From what we just heard, it seems that the teams are betting on gaining a return on their investment if they're wanting to win the £1 million prize. Think about ROI in sim racing as your starting and ending position. So simply, ROI is a measurement between your gains and losses of an investment. The ROI formula is as follows. ROI is equal to total gain minus total cost divided by total cost. So if Simfin's team won the race, they would have an ROI of 100%. On the other hand, if Skin Raz's team won, they would have an ROI of 38.8%. That's a big difference. However, like you see within this formula, this doesn't actually tell you what happened during the race. It only shows the end results. To get a better understanding of what actually happened during the race, we'll need to understand NPV. But for now, let's head back to the race.
Go.
Into lap 4, Simfin's looking really confident keeping his pace, but Skint Raz has been able to keep up. He makes a move for the inside. Will he be able to take the lead?
And yes! Skint Raz overtakes Simfin. This is really gearing up to be a great race. Skint Raz's team manager must be over the hood with that maneuver.
No doubt about that. I believe we have some interviews from early in the morning. Let's take a look at those real quick.
He's been working really hard on that simulator, putting hours and hours daily. I think he's really got potential, and I think he's going to show it. He's going to shine today. He's going to shine in this race.
Let's get back and see how the Mclaren will handle the chicane.
What just happened? We both figured Mclaren was going to handle that with ease. I'll be surprised if he keeps the lead after that incident.
That's got his.
That's his mistake. That's your gain.
Simfin's coming in really hot, keeping those RPMs high. He's going in for the pass. Skint Raz has the inside line. Not much passing potential here. Skint Raz is not letting go. He's one tough Yu-Gi-Oh battler.
Looks like you gotta push it to the limit this time. Go, go, go.
What an insane race so far.
He's bound to make a mistake anytime.
Going up into the chute, and it looks like the Jaguar might have put the brakes on a bit too early. And the Mclaren takes off with ease.
This is it, baby. We got this.
Jag is really good in these straights. I'm sure Simfin will try to go for the pass, but with very little room to overtake. And the second turn on the left side, Simfin will need to trade carefully. As expected, Simfin goes in for the overtake, but the Mclaren's really defending his position properly. Going into the next turn, let's see if Simfin can make something happen.
Damn, we got a good monkey up ahead.
Nope, it looks like the Mclaren missed the apex, giving Simfin some more time back. Did you see that? The Mclaren was about to slip out. Thankfully, Skint Raz is a great driver and caught the rear end.
I wouldn't put it down to just the drivers here. The Mclaren is a beautiful piece of artwork. Did you know the McLaren's won a number of awards, winning the Goodwood Festival Hill Climb in 2021, sprinting up the hill in only 45.1 seconds? That shows you the power of that machine. The drivers are coming up to finish the 5th lap, and the McLaren's really shining now. He just really needed to pass Simfin. If you're looking not to make the same mistakes as Simfin is making, I suggest for the viewers at home to watch a video here on how to practice racing. The tips will help all beginners and pros right after you finish watching this one, of course.
Right now, you're probably asking yourself, so how does MPV apply to sim racing at all? Well, MPV tells you what happened during the race, what risk we took, how long the race was, and what place we started and ended in. The MPV formula is as follows. NPV is equal to the net cash outlay at time t divided by 1 plus the discount rate to the power of t. Let's break this down. If you started from the middle of the pack, there will be a lot of risk we end up taking if we want to get to first place. These risks could have us not even finish the race at all, which in turn would result in us having a negative NPV and ROI. But if we won the race, we would end up with a positive NPV and ROI. The discount rate of the formula in reality can be the interest rate on loans or returns on investment we gave up. So in the case of Skint Raz, since his team took out a 12% 1-year 720,000 pound loan, and with the payout of the race being £1 million, they would end up with an NPV of £172,857, or an all-in ROI of 21.4%. And since Simfin's team took the £500,000 from a portfolio earning 8% per year, they would end up with an NPV of £425,926 and an all-in ROI of 78.9%. You already know that one of the teams will end up winning, but for now, it's important for both of them and for us sim racers to be consistent and calculated with our passing risks, setup risks, and initial position risks. If we are aware of all of these, we can become better sim racing drivers. But for now, let's get back to the race and see how they're applying the ROI concept.
With the race coming to a close in the next laps, I wonder if the drivers will end up taking a bit more risks now.
It looks like it to me. Simfin's getting a little comfortable being behind that McLaren. Maybe a bit too comfortable.
We have major contact on track. I was not expecting that. That's definitely going to hurt both drivers.
That was my bad, bro.
Yeah, that was not good. I hope they're both okay. But at the very least, they have good sportsmanship.
Very true. I recall my first race at Monza. We were all off to a beautiful start. As soon as turn 1 came up, major chaos. I wish they would have done that.
There's 3 things in life you can always expect: death, taxes, and crashes on turn 1 in Monza. Must have hurt pretty bad, huh? What place did you end up finishing in anyway?
That's not something I've heard before. Starting 7th, ended 15th. In other words, I didn't get the return on investment I was expecting. And the risks are seeping into the current race as Simfin reaps the rewards from Skint Raz's mistake. He's really trying to hold the car.
Oh, dude, my tire is hot. Let's hope we win this one.
We just heard from the pit though, the Jaguar's tires are getting too hot.
We got this shit, baby. You know what? I'm gonna bring this shit home.
More contact, more contact. I don't know who's to blame here. It looks like that was a really aggressive dive bomb by Skint Raz, but Simfin did end up turning into him.
He was probably in the Jag's blind spot. It's an old model. That particular GT3 model was developed by the Mclaren Racing team in 2012. Jaguar didn't even make a vehicle like that.
Really amazing. And speaking of amazing, let's hear from today's sponsor, Simfin.
Yes, it's me. Are you looking into spicing up your wall in your home? Well, you're in luck. We have been working very diligently to get these amazing shots to you all. I will be offering these magnificent photos on my Etsy store. These photos will be a limited series run, so once they're gone, they're gone. No one else will have the exact same picture as you. There are 2 sizes available, 16 by 20 and 20 by 30. You choose the size, so hurry up before it's too late.
Those prints are beautiful. I will have to get one myself.
I actually already have one. I didn't even know these came from Simfin. The details on these prints are immaculate.
Wait a minute, before we purchase any more photos from Simfin, let's see how we can use MPV to help us out in our own lives. So you have the chance of buying a $5,000 car with either a loan or straight up front cash. The loan you take out will be a 1-year, 4% loan for that exact amount. Let's say a year later you want to sell the car for $8,000. With option 1, you would end up earning an ROI of 51.8%. And with option 2, you would end up with an ROI of 60%, but that's only a $308 difference to your bank account. Ask yourself this question: would you rather have the flexibility of expanding your monthly budget, or would you rather earn the extra $308 at the end of the year? At the end of the day, it comes down to what your risk factors are and what your monthly budget is. It's very important for us to learn about these facts about money because this impacts us all. And with the current state of inflation, some can't afford the $5,000 all up front. Just know that financing is always a possibility, and if used responsibly, it can be a great asset in your future, increasing your credit score. Let's cruise back to the race. I think it's almost over.
The drivers are going into the penultimate turn. One will take home the prize. Jaguar's tires are neither point bursting. I can't believe Simfin's held on for this long. Skip Ross is catching up quick. You can see him in Simfin's mirror. Simfin can't seem to hold on. He made a big mistake going down on them gears. Skip Ross goes in for the pass, but his car's malfunctioning. The drivers are now head to head. The marshal waves a flag as they come roaring through to finish the race. And he's done it. Skip Ross takes home the prize.
That was an amazing race. Well, it looks like I won that bet.
It looks like you ended up with a positive MPV on that bet. And for the viewers at home, we all hope you learned something new here today, and most importantly, enjoy the race. I'll hand over to Mike to Simfin and he'll share his final thoughts.
Well guys, that didn't really go as I expected, but there's always a next race. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up now. Give your comments down below on what you learned and what other finance topic you'd like to see next. This video took way longer than I expected, but I will be having a before you finance video on the CSLDD. There are some things I wish I had done differently. You'll want to stick around for that. If you're interested in other before you finance videos, make sure you check out the playlist here. And if you're interested in tuning up your CSL pedals, check this out here. And as always, Simfin here, peacing out.